All right, so I've got what I think is a very interesting question, especially given the fact that I am who I am. So, if you're new here on YT, I talk about politics and how I am a non believer in Christianity, even though I think Christianity does some pretty great stuff for society. Atheist haters, unfortunately, I'm going to be on your side for this one. So, my question is in Yellowjackets, of course, the first death that we have, spoilers obviously, the first death that we have after the crash, like of the people in the wilderness, is when Laura Lee, the very Christian girl, decides to try to take the dead guy's plane. She's like, I've been studying the manual for weeks, da 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 da, and she goes and she actually takes off and she's doing fine until it's set on fire and then it explodes. I wonder if this show could have even happened if she wasn't the first death. Lottie was able to take the spiritual leader role because there was no one there with a spiritual ideology. It was just intuiting things, and I feel like this, that, whatever. And she, people believed in it because they had nothing else to believe in. So I would definitely be more like Ty and or Shauna and being like, yo, what's good? They're not doing anything. They're crazy. They're this or that. I'm not a believer. But if Laura Lee was there, do you honestly think they ever would have gotten to eating each other? And maybe you say yes, but would it have been that soon? Would there not have been some aspect of, guys, we can't do this. There's that in the Bible and Jesus and sanctity of human life and all of that stuff. All that stuff exists within Christianity, and even though I don't believe in the truth claims, it is a very clear signal that, a lot of people compare this shows to Lord of the Flies, that without some type of ideology, if you care about my YT stuff, I'm trying to think of a secular ideology that works, but that's another story. Without some type of moral structure, is going down. And so I'll pose the question to you guys. How do you think it would have played out differently if Laura Lee let's say Laura Lee made it back from the wilderness? How would that, obviously we don't know everything that happened in the wilderness, but based on what we already do know, what do you think would have been the same? What do you think would have been different? How would the timeline have changed? I've been thinking about this all day, and I think Laura Lee obviously it saved their lives to be able to have food. Even when it came to the white moose, the frozen moose, they couldn't get it. So who knows what would have happened? But I don't know. What do you think?